You paid $1,000 for your phone. So who actually made money from that purchase? The obvious answer is the company that made the phone. But that is only the beginning, because your phone can keep generating money long after you leave the store. Your carrier wants you on a monthly plan. Your app store takes a share of digital purchases. Advertisers pay for your attention. Apps sell subscriptions. Cloud services charge you for storage. Even the accessories, repairs, insurance, and financing can become separate businesses. So the real question isn't, who sold me this phone? It's, how many businesses can make money from one person carrying it? A lot of people don't actually pay for a phone in full. They finance it. Maybe the phone costs $1,000, but instead of paying $1,000 today, you pay $50 a month. That changes the business. Now the phone isn't only a product, it's also a financial agreement. The carrier may earn from the plan, a financing company may earn from the loan, and the customer stays connected to the service while paying for the device. One expensive purchase can become a stream of smaller payments, and that makes the phone valuable to more businesses than just the manufacturer. When you buy a phone, the manufacturer gets the most obvious payment, but the phone itself is just the entry point. Think about what happens next. You need a mobile connection. You may buy extra storage. You download apps. You subscribe to music, video, fitness, or productivity services. You buy a case, headphones, charger, or screen protector. At some point, you may pay for repairs or insurance. One device can create dozens of smaller transactions, and that is where the business gets interesting. The phone is not only a product, it is a platform for future spending. The first major business around your phone is usually your mobile carrier. The phone gets you into the ecosystem. The monthly plan keeps you there. You may pay for data, calls, international access, extra lines, or higher speeds. And carriers have another advantage. They don't need to sell you a new phone every month. They just need to keep you paying every month. That changes the economics completely. A one-time purchase becomes a recurring relationship. And recurring payments are extremely valuable to businesses because they are easier to predict. Now your phone becomes something else. A digital marketplace. You download a game, you buy an app, you start a subscription, you make an in-app purchase, you pay for a digital service. The developer makes money, but the platform can also take a share of the transaction. So the phone company may not need to sell you another piece of hardware to earn more from you. Your phone can keep producing transactions through software. The hardware gets you in. The ecosystem keeps you spending. But your phone isn't just a place where you buy apps. It has become a storefront for almost everything. You order food, you call a taxi, you buy clothes, you book a hotel, you order groceries, you even manage your banking from the same screen. The phone doesn't necessarily take a piece of every transaction, but it puts all of those transactions within reach. And that's incredibly valuable. The more things you do through one device, the more dependent you become on the ecosystem around it. Then we get to something even more interesting. You download an app for free. So how does the company make money? Sometimes you pay later. Sometimes there are premium features. Sometimes there is a subscription. And sometimes the product is something much less obvious, your attention. The longer you stay in an app, the more opportunities there are to show you advertising. Advertisers pay to reach people. The platform provides the audience, and you provide the attention. So a free app can still be part of a very profitable business. You didn't necessarily pay with money, you may have paid with time and attention. This creates another business. Your phone sits next to you all day. It can become the place where you search, shop, watch videos, listen to music, read news, order food, book hotels, and communicate with other people. That behavior creates valuable information for the services you use. Not every company sells personal data directly, and privacy rules vary widely. But companies can still use information about how people interact with their products to improve targeting, recommendations, advertising, and sales. Your phone isn't just a communication tool anymore. It becomes a window into your preferences. And preferences can be valuable. Now think about everything you pay for through your phone. Music, movies, cloud storage, games, fitness, news, AI tools, productivity apps. One subscription may cost only a few dollars. That doesn't sound like much, but millions of small recurring payments create a very different business. This is one reason companies care so much about getting you into an ecosystem. The goal isn't always to sell you one expensive product. Sometimes the better business is getting you to keep paying small amounts for years. Then there is the stuff you put around the phone. A case, a charger, headphones, a power bank, a screen protector. Each item may look cheap compared with the phone itself, but millions of customers buy them, and accessories can have a completely different business model from the device. The customer buys the phone once, then spends another $50, $100, or several $100s building everything around it. The phone creates the demand. A whole accessory industry follows. Then something eventually goes wrong. The screen breaks. The battery gets weak. A camera stops working. Now another group of businesses enters the picture. Repair shops charge for labor and parts. Insurance companies collect premiums and cover certain losses. Manufacturers sell extended warranties and service plans. The longer you own a phone, the more opportunities there are for businesses to earn from maintaining it. So the business doesn't necessarily end when the phone leaves the factory. Sometimes that's when the second stage begins. And when you finally replace the phone, the story still isn't over. Your old device may be traded in. It can be refurbished. It can be resold. Its parts can be reused. That means the same physical phone can pass through several businesses during its lifetime. First, someone sells it new. Then someone finances it. Someone uses it for several years. Then another company buys it used. Then someone else refurbishes it. One device can create revenue more than once. And there is another customer most people forget about: businesses. Companies buy phones in large numbers. They pay for mobile plans. They use cloud services. They pay for security tools, device management, business software, and technical support. For a company, the phone isn't just a personal gadget. It's part of the employee's workplace. And that creates an entirely different business around the same device. One phone can be a consumer product in one person's hands and a business tool in someone else's. And we haven't even talked about the businesses around the phone itself. Someone manufactured the case. Someone made the charger. Someone sells headphones. Someone repairs broken screens. Someone provides insurance. Someone finances expensive devices. Someone processes the payment. Even when you think you're just buying a phone, you may actually be entering a much larger network of businesses. The phone is the visible product. The ecosystem around it is where the story gets complicated. This changes how we should think about smartphones. We usually see a phone as something we buy. Businesses often see something different. They see a customer relationship. The device gets into your hand. The network keeps you connected. The App Store gives you services. The apps compete for your attention. Subscriptions create recurring payments, and everything becomes connected. The important asset isn't always the phone itself. Sometimes it's the person using it. So who really makes money from your phone? The manufacturer, the carrier, the app platform, app developers, advertisers, subscription services, cloud companies, accessory sellers, repair businesses, insurance providers, payment companies, and sometimes several of them make money from the same person on the same day. That's the part we usually miss. You think you bought a phone, but from a business perspective, you may have joined an entire ecosystem. And the phone is simply the thing sitting in your pocket that keeps you inside it. You didn't just buy a device. You bought a doorway into a business network